This is Wadu TV. Truth and integrity.
The bear market say double no. Me say, when you say BP problem, the oil in the ken kwa. Sa BP no, and then kuno if we say on kano kre or serious heart problem. On that nankuma to me more 38.44 munyina ukaboma. Why should we waste time on a 38.44 clowns? No Charlotte say no. Or say it's not about Charlotte say, it's about the institution. Today, is it about Tokonu? It is about the institution. Giving them a cap, 24%. Bawumia, Kennedy, nobody can cross 24% in 2028. Ejumano ba, you want kwasiafo mo ye, and kwasiafo ne LPG, NDP, PMP, GUM, GUM.
Hey, Kevin Taylor. Hey. Ose president. Na mo huni pako. O mu huni pako. Abodwese wodi na abodwese. Na abodwese na onne ne kase. So mpeso bobo ne di. Na abodwese o huni pako. Oka no onne ne kase sa no. Eti Kevin Taylor mayama mu nyina kwaba. Efambra bo edit so. Na yebese o se subscribe ya no subscribe na like video ja comment so aton dia ma yeda se. Kevin Taylor fire. Na wache se oma MPP for percentage bi anya don betima across it. So what percentage no kan. Osanya do bia betima across say ye Kennedy o, say ye Bawumia o, say ye hwan no mande dem bakro bia ntimi across it. Na MPP third vice ndo no so beko jelo sa kwa no. Ose one na nabodwe se nyina beko jelo. Na ensem de wa brobro bi so papa. And assistant so chief of staff chief justice nso ya won de esi baby apefoforo de nesi so na osita mana mo kunde ama MPP ama yoko no se mo pese mu yi Charlotte se fi ho a NDC foko kan se mo se mra ne na ye adwuma ena omu yi toko no efi ho a mo ezim beere mo be demonstration
Omo ana omo ka eye Williams and Efi Sapon, omu defending omu wine. A crazy kung fu panda. Ne only say our BP problem. A crazy kung fu panda. And I be on that. Our kumayari munim mumbusano. Kenke no ya nzanti entiano. Me say our BP problem. Sa BP no enu ne bekuno. A crazy kung fu panda. The bear market say double no. Me say munim say our BP problem. The oil in the ken kwa. Sa BP no, ene ne beku no every say on kano kre. Or ya true for. And it is killing him slowly. And that BP and the laws of Ghana, that is effective. That law, that emrane wa Ghana no, any BP ne beku ekurazi kung fu panda. Because so we nipa na TV as na on kano kre. Now we are true for. Now I adwene say unye dwuma na atro na betwa to nkofo so edidi a wankasa yare e wo hu ne bekum e na emra e wo kurom no sa mra no e beje utata e won samado and that is what is going to happen to a Kurasi Kung Fu Panda. Our serious heart problem on kanjremo our serious heart problem on that nankuma ntumi mbo de mu hu no e kenken kwa adenti na mo jai William Anefi Sapon wasamuka. If they are men like me, they should speak on it. Because there's a criminal case that has been initiated. And it's a Kurasi Kung Fu Panda into Minkasa. Me say, you be now dadakem. Pressure, Ghana de Bema. You will run and lay in a coffin. No, I catch your bush and for so munsiu. Ghana mra, a bit more pressure, a bit cool. Now, there's a story that's making headlines that we need to also talk about. MPP mono, you see, and I hear competition. And the competition is got to do with what? Agyapong and Bawumia team no, omumi ni nyina camp no, obia say party no, you call opposition 4 months in the party sikesem nyina saying. Remember, before Nana Dankwa Akufo-Addo took over, oye ku na oyi afoko free ono no akofa the chairman be share ho no. Nana Dankwa Akufo-Addo could enti man to akofo afoko odi Gregory Afoko ekotu jail and say odi MPP for parties kan nyina odi no mu wi na odi board drugs. Enti Afoko huye ene ko raise no party headquarters ene okachi Afoko se obetwe ni mu. Enti emu eho tan no odi yeku opam Afoko opam Agyapong Agyapong do snitch ene oba back. Now MPP every power just 4 months. You say party need to mean to omo workers ka. Kennedy Agyapong donate 1 million Ghana cedis to NPP to pay arrears owed workers. That means just 4 months party need free power no. NPP na V8 bear 500 to me Ramo headquarters. MPP na every week bia omo ya dinner e party headquarters. MPP na hadia fati eti eni mo na oya concert every day. Omo pra Jimmy omo ho no. Hence that MPP no as we speak today. Omo nye sikampo ntia omo workers. What happened? It means the party for 8 years they were sucking the blood of Ghanaians. Every single thing that you saw, time Akufo-Addo power, and MPP as a political party were doing, the big stages, the big parties, the whatever, it was all government money. They were taking the money from a buying. Party opposition 4 months pa. Yes, a party to mean to your workers car. Omo WCC now block it and all flash toilet and you faso because omo to mean to your workers car. Obi anye juma ho. Party office light in shit. Party office, oba, bathroom, and why can obi to mean to 4 months party no at the end of the day, sickening in our shit. It's the first question we need to ask and say. Into 8 years no more power na party near running event akese no. Na omunye sika wen na mene wusika. They were taking the money from the finance ministry, Bank of Ghana, near Abatogu party office, negu ankurem na mwache no mwedi. Inti almost omo person mo be lead party no. Omo se party no. Sebi omo mu di echire no. Omo adwene wo form no. Kennedy Agyapong ne Bawumia mo no. They are also taking advantage of that. They are taking advantage of that. And what are they doing? Omo anomu lead party na wie sika no. Right now Kumasi ne kohwe. JFK, we see a big school. Get me the picture of the school team. JFK Uko Kumasi before JFK, Baba General Secretary of NPP, no one see school. And the Kumasi we see school kakraka. Before JFK, the General Secretary of NPP, now you're NYE, Nani pay saying. Within a year, obey General Secretary of NPP. And the Oba Ashanti Regional school at JFKC at the Legon. A party Sikano. And Ghana Sikana in the name of party no eno muwia ye. Me ba bechira mo na bi fie. Me bechira JFK the properties. Me bechira executives are no mu di MPP anymore. MPP headquarters no. The amount of money they made in the name of NPP as a political party. And don't get it wrong. Kennedy Agyapong made so much money on Yasika Chensanko Fuwi. Because the contractor Kennedy Agyapong efa ho enya wo Cocoa Board any ECG. Kennedy Agyapong bust. Sa tema oil refinery no on na pomo. They turned a year bust and a tour to say a storage place for them, their companies. Under MPP, na pobe energy minister, not tour, not a yet tour containers in Kennedy Agyapong na pomo no store diesel, pirated diesel in there. It was in less than 4 months. Tor it may make revenue, it me they make profit. Because during the MPP era, they were not using Tor. They were using Tor as a storage. This guy Kennedy Agyapong, he has made billions from a NPP Abanwi, a Akufo-Addo government, and he has made millions. Now, and there was CEO or president Teddy into president into 1 million Ghana cedis. Kennedy Agyapong na yire ene the board chair of Shippers Authority. Semunim sa containers na what tema port nyina na yire sa authority na oda no no. Na yire na manage a port. ship containers ni nyina Kennedy Agyapong yere for 8 years na Kennedy Agyapong yere sa containers sa Kennedy Agyapong etwi fam wɔ Ghana nyina so ɔyɛ cold store no majority of them na Kennedy Agyapong yere na da no into do the conclusion for yourself. So wo yere ena da shippers authority ano a na ona wo de o se akoko force ba Ghana ena fa tema porter o ya sure say wo yere bema wo tua na. It's a question I'm asking you. In the Kennedy say ono so 1 million Ghana ma mencho JFK ni school a wesi no Kumasi na ma chow wire and the uti Kumasi uti MPP man na ma ka chow say unim sika boys we ewia yo ewo eye. Thank you very much, team. Before I go on, Mama Chow, this is JFK. Obeye General Secretary. Mumusan say Onyasika when we see school way. Look at JFK, the school we see Kumasi in less than 4 years. Time obedi a year General Secretary. And I'm say party this car. JFK school we see. This is JFK in school I will see. This is one part of the school. You see it? Aha. And there's a party, no, anyone sent him put the hole. They were using the party as a cash cow. The party, no, and the G Tammy Sikano, Free Bank of Ghana, in the name of party, no match. JFK in school I will see Kumasi ni. This is his school. This is the General Secretary of NPP. Time I hear say General Secretary, no age more NYE. Now the pay saying, but in this short distance, this short period, into your party in this car, I am showing you people where the party money went. Me chiramo, mo amudi MPP China. School your friend Apple Valley International, number 2 or say in Kwantabisa Avenue in Shayesu Kumasi is what. School your friend Apple Valley. I can show you the registration and document of the school. If you dare me, I can show you right now. I mentioned the other side of the school, JFK school now. Onu JFK. Most party in this guy, the school near JFK school. JFK now obedi General Secretary 2 days ago. I want to say MPP no party in scanner scan you. Do you know what they are doing to you people? I can show you documents of the school. JFK General Secretary no. Or the few months now with the party the share and stand on. And the most of their party no sikanim. Do you know what they used your party for? Do you know the money laundering a yakusi boati with the JFK mom demo party no yeah. Do you know? Huh? Mumusa JFK say Omeya lifestyle audits don't share with you skasi school. How much was he paid as a general secretary? JFK say, oh yeah, lawyer. How many times did he practice? JFK has been able to build this school in Kumasi. Mumusano, Onyeskawain. I can show you the documents. I want you to know. You say party nisika asa, you nisika debate to your workers. Do you know what they did with Ghana's money? Do you know what they did with Ghana's money? You have no idea. Until this some time, now me who say Kwarabi, girls be, boys be to social media. Boss, get me the documents. Where is the document? Get me the document. Let me find Chiromo. We have everything. It is sometimes no. In the end, Adiachin, you see Kennedy Agyapong say, you see MPP for say, Sikani ho, party ni sika, party headquarters ni sika betu ya workers. General Secretary, AC mansion, AC school. Metro na nabi mansions ne. Baby owi an sika national service sika no mo just na da bi ni 1 ton no ne 1 ton no mo ahemfo na mo pa acha o ma gift o ware ne na bi no akonwa na moteso no se akonwa na moteso se mo di no kura akonwa ne fa mo hototrotro na mo ahemfo na mo te bosom so a mo nim se na bi ene gift o ware edi bone a mo ne na mechire e pa acha o ma no akonwa ne nkumu because mo nya ahemfo papa se akonwa na moteso no se edi no kura nasa akonwa na yede moto si so prensa munim se akonwa na echiri bone akonwa bia e wo Ghana bia ye bosom sa wo yo hene wo Ghana na wa adwene se obetwe phone obesoma nkofo se omo nkwa ban mu ni nipa nkọ kasa na gift your worry ene na bi mo se ne ye nchi om ntuma akonwa na wote so na ye bosom no akonwa no onda mu no akonwa ne nkum every say wonya nipa a sa akonwa na wote so no ebetuma giwedi enti yesi Kennedy the 1 million aba ade anche yesate ha yesi Bawumia so 83 million Ediama MPP headquarters welfare Kennedy say MPP niska munje 1 million Bawumia say MPP niska munje 3 million on say afei on bebi a omo asika do kuta omo nsem Kennedy Agyapong over $80 million to pay Mahmoud Bawumia does not have $80 million to pay Mahmoud Bawumia had gold for oil for 4 years with this sika ope obi owo sika wo Ghana and Mahmoud Bawumia on ne yere Samira. The amount of money these people they hid behind Akwabia your friend eye Alolo ene eye Gideon Boakomo, the amount of money they stole from you people. Bawumia suddenly nya 3 million Ghana cedis. MPP monje na monfanye party ni welfare. Kennedy so akoyi 1 million MPP monje into one party. You have so many rich people putting money in there. And so you be manatena people maka say Adentina Ibrahim Mahama I donate $100,000, $300,000, $400,000 to NDC. Ibrahim Mahama betuma will run an office and in the company are auditing in there. But Kennedy and Bawumia will not allow you to audit them. But people have a problem. Mahmoud Bawumia be the president. How much did he make? We were the ones paying him every month. How much was his expenses? But suddenly Bawumia has so much money to do, so much money to put out there. Kennedy Agyapong suddenly has so much money. The money these people made from us, today they are rubbing it in our faces. Jimmy. There's this rift. And the MP before Tanasia, JFK, addressing Kennedy Agyapong or addressing Kennedy Agyapong said, Mr. President. You know why? Because the leadership of the NPP now, no, say, so they will all lose. Let me tell you, the NPP leadership, the executive now, they all know say ba. And intina Bawumia mo pese omodi omon saka de omo pese omodi omon saka eye register no. They know some ba. JFK mune nanabi mun they will all lose. And intina mo say register no mo register mo ba they need to touch it. Because Mahmoud Bawumia here JFK mo. Now JFK mo be say Mahmoud Bawumia de ne kwa owini. Even though Bawumia ne ye sika no, they know say they can go with Kennedy Agyapong. Now they cannot also stay as executives and support Kennedy Agyapong. So what do? Anything on my stack. They wish they could go with Bawumia, but they know Bawumia can never win. And even though they know Kennedy cannot win, no, they want Bawumia out of the picture because at least Kennedy there, de kwa no more win ya. Beka say party mu ebie. Now they want an excuse beka say okay party mu ebie. They say there obi abetuma baby because nim say Bawumia or Kennedy nobody can win. Now the reason is they know say yakoto aba nyina be lose. And yet community party JFK to me address Kennedy Agyapong Mr. President because that is the one with him and the P1 no. These people are criminals. Intended by Bawumia sika mamenchro JFK ni school na wesi no ehon krata nie o school na mrechro no mumusan say school why dia Justin Kodua Frimpong director school near there applevalley.gmail.com almost school ni the documentation ye munko busan no JFK
booking.com makes trip planning easy.
The registration of the school any sika nkofo we all school at JFK agosi Kumasi school no eye omo school ni omo dia registration ni JFK didi na show no Justin Kodua Frimpong on the director the 10 number na wo ho no momfa school no di na show company official details directors no he is the owner. Member tena nka asem ntu obia so because sabi omini obia ni asem But maintenance will be under that Ghana ni. So you see what's on the screen? MPP for the amount of money these boys stole as executives of the MPP, and the most party in the Capreda ho in the Kennedy 1 million aba, and at the end, and at Bawumia 3 million aba. Omo play mo agro mo who Jimmy. Nana B, party chairman, JFK, all those people, they have made billions. Mr. S, today I saw you sent the party executive list in the editorial meeting. I need that pointed out to me, please. Yeah, I've seen it. Thank you, Mr. S. The amount of money the executives they made in the name of party. Do you know how money laundering happens? In the name of MPP party. Most party in this guy. This is just the general secretary. I will show you the rest. Executives when they run a party, no, these are the people who run the party. These are the people. You know the money these people stole? Huh? Well, go for it. Kate Jemfua. Mamian Lajin in the Huni. These are the people. These people. These people. You know how much money these people stole? Yes, a party this guy. Kennedy are going 1 million, but we have 3 million. See these people wait, Sanko for you. Do you know the money they stole? In the name of we are executives. Unim galamsia Kate Jemfu aye no Ghana. Unim asase was saying. Nana B, unim galamsia Nana B aye no Ghana. Me say me de Nana B Agyapong nya ba be kire mo. You will see. Unim sika Nana B ewia no Ghana. Unim and national service. Unim say Nana B buffer stock. Unim sika Nana B we wia kura buffer stock. Salam Mustafa. It's the MPP na Iran and women and Iranian MPP. Alhaji Masawudu Usman, senior most cow or a chairman. These are the people who are running the MPP. And we sit in Ghana and Adiachi, I think Kofo we say, Omontiasi Omoko demonstration. These people. Why there was Uncle Fuma or what the intelligence to run a country? Why no way more or what the intelligence to run a country? And the party for Shia, Justin Kodria, now offer a yet Canada Japan, Mr. President. You know what is happening? The things that they are joking, they really planned this. They know what they are doing. Mo party ni mo teteng a business o a susu no modeji. Also Justin Kodria nim de oka onim de oye pa. He knows. Right now, they need a supporter. To keep on positions. They know that backing Bawumia cannot keep their position. And so, just they planned it. They want Bawumia to understand that anyway we are to mean do it because you don't have it by you can't beat Bahama. Kennedy cannot beat Bahama, but at least the people following us will think say we are making changes. That's what they want to create. Because if Bawumia is going to come, it's going to be the same fools. But they want to create an impression to Omo party for now. Sebio Oma Junwa from to say we have made changes. We are not bringing the same Bawumia, the dancing puppeteer or whatever. We have brought a new one. Even though we know we can't win, they will create that. They are creating that impression, and it's something at that table. So they know what they are doing. Because they themselves behind the scenes, they know Bawumia can never beat Mahama, and Kennedy can never beat Mahama. But how can they protect their job? How can they protect themselves? Because the base of the party are asking for change. They are not asking for change to win power. They are asking for change for the party to be attractive. Because right now, the MPP is not attractive. The only way you can make the party attractive is to change the face of the party. And if you want to change the face of the party, you need to change everybody that is in front of the leadership. It is say a per se keep a Juma. Then let people understand. Say we don't need Bawumia. We will bring Kennedy. We know Kennedy cannot beat Mahama, but at least people will think, the people in this party will think, say, we the leadership, we have taken a decision. That is what is happening. It I didn't keep Jeff Kieno, and you said a slip of tango. Share. Now when it comes to me, a slip of coin. Obi an ketre mebutu ne ketre man slepe. Eye deliberate. They want to send the message. We are not supposed to be foolish again. We are not supposed to be stupid again. You see, Mamika Ibinchro, there are some people who are sitting behind a JFK. There's one guy, no, she blue shirt. You see this guy? Guy, no, she blue shirt.
Our enemy is not among us. Our opponent is not among us. Our enemy or our opponent is the NDC. And our focus should be on them. Mr. President, you recall that
your friend Ronnie Nico. He is behind Kennedy because again so bet me winning a Oslo City or Oslo City in the back. Oh, so I can't why to but I be not teach Russia Blue. No, your friend Ronnie Nico. He is following Kennedy Agyapong. The strategy on it JFK mo. The strategy is that he is thinking following Kennedy Agyapong. We bet me winning Oslo City in the back. Omo de dam in omo de moto a chess. Omo who more followers now with the party just with Jimmy. Nana be no to no. He is protecting his job up a side executive position to intimidate people, to still be there, be doing galamsey. It is not about the interests of the NPP or Ghana. It is their interest. It's why you say, Obi just say JF can get to on your slip of tongue, then you are getting it wrong. And you're deliberate. They know what they are doing. They want to change the face of the party, but they don't want to leave. They want to change Bawumia because they know deep down Bawumia cannot beat JM. And they know deep down Kennedy cannot beat Mahama. But at least when they change Bawumia, the pressure on the executives will go down. And then they'll be like, say the Kennedy Amamo. Whilst they know deep down 100%, Kennedy can never beat. Kennedy might even drop to barely 14% against Mahama. But Bawumia there, his fate has been decided on 24%. Kennedy cannot cross 24%. And they know, Mr. Bawumia, his fate has been decided. 24%, that is it. On to me call anything above 24. And Kennedy cannot overtake Bawumia's 24. And that is where they are right now. It hurts, but this is the reality. Now, I'm sure I did. Yanko, any match maybe as we go. Today is Friday. Chief Justice Assembly is still on the table. And the new king, new law. Dear Nisi. Dear Sinina say, thank you very much, team. And the dear Sinina say, you see that her ladyship, Sarah Pamela Granting resigns as Judicial Secretary. Acting CJ, elevate deputy pending counsel's decision. Let me take the story again, I'm sorry. Her ladyship, Sarah Pamela Granting resigns as Judicial Secretary. Acting CJ elevates deputy pending council decision. And you see the Judicial Secretary. Oba court organ any court organ in your judiciary your mammy be or dan on the secretary, technically on the secretary to the Chief Justice. It is like also in basic standard mobiatia. Chief Justice Madam Tokonu ni secretary ni. Answer na wode krata bi akokoma Madam Tokonu yourself mami we nsem. Enti yeka Madam Tokonu secretary penyini a onie. Your friend lead Sarah Pamela. Now adia chin na mami we say onu so adwuma no onye biom or the krata aba. Adan ani bu ofu say ne boss ya man suspension to onu so say onye adwuma ni biom we jai because all tears say account na ya na account. Ade bia the boss ye bia and the ahoma so the boss nine also tears say ono so ahoma no be so the nine. She's being smart. If maybe you are not smart to know this, let me tell you. The truth about this issue is that Mami Wei, she resigned about 2 weeks ago. I knew she resigned about 2 weeks ago. She held the letter. You know the reason why she didn't release? She was waiting to see, say, the petitioner, the president, it was going to go through the process to get to that point where this woman, her fate to be decided, say, she's going to be suspended or not. So she was waiting. If Tokonu had not been suspended, this woman wouldn't have resigned. She's resigning because she knows, say, if the committee finds Tokonu guilty of any crime, because remember, that committee investigation is done by, if they find Tokonu guilty, Tokonu can be trialed. Tokonu does not just walk as being found guilty. The law can be applied for Tokonu to be trialed. Because to a committee crime, she needs to be trialed by the law. This woman knowing, say, as far as Tokonu has been suspended, say investigation could end the neighbor with Tokonu Bokrono from her actions, she is technically guilty of that crime too. Because every single document Tokonu had, every little thing Tokonu did, she basically worked with her to do it. And she has seen the light, and quickly she's saying, say, Madam, walk alone, because I cannot go take the fall with you. And my way resignation in that, and then 2 weeks ago now resignation were ready. She was just waiting to see. That is why they pumped a lot of energy into MPP press conferences. If there was somebody leaking information to the MPP and Poladomo Chirimoa, it was this lady. All the information that was coming out, say, this is something speculative. When you had to say, what petition, when you had to say the person who was doing that, it wasn't anybody from Miami or Nana a leaky to Poladomo Chirimoa MPP mu say, talk about this, talk about this, talk about this. Now she has seen the reality. She say, no, I'm not going to go down with you because Oba Irena Mohana se beba na waha and Judiciary Jumana nyem papa dia and your mama dia. Inti Madam Tokonu walk. She was pressing her boss Tokonu to resign even before the petition reached this point. Do you know? At a point when the petition came in, when the Chief Justice demanded for the petition, this lady told Madam Tokonu to resign voluntarily. And that when she resigns, what is going to happen is that she was going to walk home with all her pecs. Everything that comes with it, a Chief Justice who voluntarily resigned, she was going to go home with it. Now, Madam Tokonu told her, say, she had the backing of the MPP and that she was going to fight the NDC, fight the president, not the NDC, fight the president till she disgraces the president. That is why she was still in there. Because on a normal day, when the speculation started that there was a petition against the Chief Justice, and the first time that we heard that the president had forwarded it to the Council of State, if the Chief Justice wanted Ghanaians to know that she wasn't guilty of any crime, she would have resigned that day to let the world know, say, you know what, I don't like this back and forth and all these issues. At the end of the day, I came to occupy this position. It is not my mother's position. I can leave it. What else? For somebody to write a petition about me. But she thought she could fight the system. She thought she could fight the Constitution because she was so much filled. She was filled with so much power and arrogance. She thought that everybody would bow before her. And see, this one was advising Tokonu, Madam Asemesi, let us all walk out. Tokonu said no, because I have the backing of Afenyo Makin. I have the backing of the NPP. They will make noise. We will leak information. Right now, this woman today, finally, she has presented her letter to the acting Chief Justice. Now, the new Chief Justice is a no-nonsense man. He has been there. He has been there from day one. Mr. Bafuboni, who is the acting Chief Justice, he was there before Tokonu came. He knows how things work at the Supreme Court than any of the judges in the Supreme Court today. Yeka class prefect, Yeka senior, most senior, or what Supreme Court were. This man was supposed to be a Chief Justice before Tokonu. Politics intra, and how Ekufuado undermine and demean judges who were qualified to be Chief Justices. So the new Chief Justice, the acting Chief Justice, is not a kid in this game. The moment this woman handed over her resignation, and honor or elected, and I said, or pick the deputy to act. As I speak, the deputy has been handed over this position as the Judicial Secretary for work to keep going. We are not going to stop. And I believe and I trust the way this new acting Chief Justice is doing. On per se, the workflow and stop the workflow. Because one person cannot stop the workflow of the judiciary. If you want to resign today, you need to understand somebody is going to replace you to make sure the workflow keeps on going. As we speak, the acting Chief Justice, he has basically let me show you the letter. This is the letter stating clearly that the acting Chief Justice watchro edia koma mamia also wa resigning. Okay. Into the resignation letter ne ba no. Another acting Chief Justice Mr. Bonny. I say Mr. Metro letter bro. So I resign here. In fact, the acting Chief Justice in the letter stated clearly what he actually wrote in the letter to this lady. I'm reading through. I say at the 209th meeting of the Judicial Council held on Wednesday, 26 March 2025, the council accepted the request by His Lordship, Sarah Pamela Corantin, to be released from the duties of Judicial Secretary. Wherefore, you are hereby directed to assume the duties of Judicial Secretary pending decision by the Judicial Council and the eventual appointment of a substantive Judicial Secretary. Members of Judiciary, the Judicial Services of Ghana and the general public are to take note accordingly. Please accept my best wishes. Inti maame wedding resignation koya na na the acting Chief Justice onusu yi His Lordship Justice Paul oyi a new person to replace Madam Serum. So when you read the document, the acting Chief Justice has done what? He has accepted the woman's resignation. Emma the deputy and the acting Chief Justice as suggested the council the General Legal Council to consider her as the acting. Somebody to be the substantive Judicial Services for opinion. They will get the person to be. And for now, no, the deputy to this lady has taken over as the acting Judicial Services board. A boss. Inti, that is it there. So you can see clearly, say. Thank you very much. Thank you, team. You can see clearly, say, the acting Chief Justice, he's not playing. So also I resign a letter, obi acti, enimeniana, ejumane koso, ejumano and rest. Nobody is going to rest. But you see, the most interesting thing about the American children say, now me come and we ask this woman. Do you know, sir, this woman was one of the women na Madam Tokonu was trying to slaughter because a slaughter na or suggest or can send a person in the court, Supreme Court, this Judicial Services for a secretary. Chief Justice Madam Tokonu wanted to make her a Supreme Court judge. Do you know? She actually proposed to the president that this woman who is the Judicial Services the almost secretary, Madam Tokonu wanted to make this woman a Supreme Court judge. So, Refia, it was when this issue came up, when Madam Tokonu, ambulance case judge, 4 others recommended for Supreme Court. Case Wemukai 2024 July. Madam Tokonu wanted to make the Judicial Secretary a Chief Justice, a Supreme Court judge. Do you remember? Aha. This was the lady Anna Tokonu Peso Oyeno, a judge in the Supreme Court. Now, say Onkaya, the Chief Justice then, Madam Tokonu, wrote a letter to the president proposing some names to the president to say, or Sanko for the president and promote to Omunko Supreme Court. Do you remember? Let me show you the letter. Abiana Refi. Remember this letter? This was the letter Chief Justice Madam Tokonu, Extra Command, another Danko Kufuado, the 30th of May 2024. Okatakyie Kufuado say, or proposing for appointment of 5 judges to the Supreme Court. This woman who just resigned as the Judicial Secretary, she was part of the people that Madam Tokonu wanted to make her a Supreme Court judge. It came in the system for some time. Let me enlarge it. Names in here. You can see it, right? We read the letter now. His Excellency Nana Addo Dankwa Akufo-Addo. The date today is 30th May 2024. President of the Republic of Ghana, Jubilee House, Accra, Your Excellency. This was a letter the Honorable Chief Justice wrote to the President proposing 5 judges say on promote or more informal a Supreme Court. And the lady who just resigned today, no, you're Judicial Secretary, or you're the secretary to Madam Tokonu. Madam Tokonu suggested her. She actually proposed, said that lady, Nana Dankwe should move her to the Supreme Court. And internet them, I'm resigning because the boss, dream. Into reading letter, now this is what Madam Tokonu wrote. Proposal for appointment of 5 judges to the Supreme Court. Thank you very much, team, for bringing this in. Already letter now, I write to respectfully request that the following judges be appointed to the Supreme Court of Ghana. 1. Her Ladyship, Justice Angela Mensah Homia, J.A. His Lordship, Justice Eric Chebafo. Mukai Chebafo. We are make up Chebafo once a match. Mr. S, get me Chebafo and the NCA case who actually jailed the people. NCA case, the second person, His Lordship, Justice Eric Chebafo. I'll talk about Chebafo, you know. Number 3, His Lordship, Justice Edward Amwaku Asante. Number 4, Her Ladyship, Justice Sarah Pamela C.A. Kuranting. And Her Ladyship, Justice Efia Asariboche. So these were the 5 judges, including Mamia Kanasemi or resigning the Madam Tokonwanka's secretary. She included her name in the judges. She was proposing, she suggested to the president to move them to the Supreme Court of Ghana. Now, make us know, one of the judges is so home. Your friend Justice Chebafo. Bokai Chebafo. Justice Chebafo. Sometimes I know Rebecca say, I didn't know. There's a reason why. And Bokai Judge Chebafo. Judge Chebafo nana oti NCA case so. Do you remember the NCA case? NCA case no after power society and the NPP government, the Attorney General, made up a case against the NCA directors to say they had committed a crime because you see the machines be by and nobody monitor a amount for conversation and almost a sikebi. So or suffer any NPP bigwigs did everything possible to make sure say Attorney General the case is not about court. The NCA case, Judge and not Eric Chebafo. What Eric Chebafo? I think I have Eric Chebafo's picture. It's in one of the folders. I don't think I can have it now for you. Mr. S, thank you, Mr. S, for bringing this out. Make sure 85 judges, no, not Judge Baku will be friend Eric Chebafo. Eric Chebafo too was one of the judges, not Chief Justice say. Supreme Court. This case, do you remember? NCA trial, Bafu Bonnie, William Steve, one other jailed 16 years. Nipa Otina case in the near friend Eric Chebafo. The reason why and the Ghana focus a judge be a year warrant to me it was because of this case. The men in red, that was the caption for the case. On that show, Mekache Ghana for say the body language of the judge wasn't right. And that he was supposed to basically step back and look at his actions. How he was conducting himself in court. He looked more like he had a political posture than a sitting judge who was supposed to look at the case without being biased. That was my editorial. In fact, during my editorial, I even stated it in the editorial, say, Judge Chebafo, during this trial, he was basically summoned by the General Legal Counsel about his conduct. And that the General Legal Counsel advised him that the case he is sitting on, he should do what? He should make sure that he is neutral and just enough to make sure, say, atena obebuno ombu atenen chiano. I was on this case, remember, Bafu Bonnie, the acting Chief Justice, Ninuya Enaneye, the head of NCA. Remember, this case was one of the most controversial cases. The NPP government did everything possible to push through because they wanted some political sympathy from Ghanaians when it came to power. I was on my show telling the judge, you have the right to sit on this case, But you being a judge doesn't mean you have too much power to basically, in quote, abuse anybody who comes before you. Chebafo said he's angry. Why am I making commentary about that case and also honor the warrant at so indefinite? Do you remember? This same judge is one of the judges, Madam Tokonu, suggested and proposed to the president to move to the Supreme Court. So now you see where the connection is. Listeners, do you need me to read? Do you want me to read this story? Let me put this one up. Maybe I'm Refi. So he is one of the judges, apart from a judicial secretary, no. Madam Tokonu wanted to move to the Supreme Court. Chebafo, do you know how he made his way to the appeals court or high court? No. You'll be shocked. And one day I'll come and sit here and read how he made his way so easily up there. So this was the case. And then I know, sorry, Kevin Taylor warranted that, so it was Chebafo. Madam Tokonu wanted to move Chebafo to the Supreme Court. Court issues warrant for arrest of Kelvin Taylor, Kevin. All because the High Court in Accra has issued a warrant for the arrest of social commentator Kelvin Taylor. Justice Eric Chebafo, who issued the warrant, said it was based on a vivid video in which Mr. Taylor reportedly made extremely scandalous and contemptuous statement against the court and the whole judicial administration of the country. Ose mekasetia court no, mekasetia the judiciary. It was send warrant. Yamechemi free America bet to jail or Ghana. This was the same judge, Madam Tokonu, in her final days wanted to move to what? The Supreme Court. This is the same judge who basically jailed NCA for Bafu Boni. And Bafu Boni, his younger brother, was the man this judge jailed for 16 years. Now you are getting the picture. The whole thing was planned to move some people who didn't deserve where they were to some places. Now, do you get the picture? And it's MPP people were so excited. Oh, Kevin Taylor, Chebafo has put Kevin Taylor, a warrant on Kevin Taylor, this guy. I came to show Chebafo and his girlfriend's picture on my show. A young girl that he was sleeping with. If you don't know Chebafo, let me show you the face of Chebafo. I have his picture, him and his girlfriend, the Legon girl, and some other girls. I have some other pictures. This Judge Chebafo. He said he sent a warrant after me. All because he was working his way to the Supreme Court. But you see, you don't basically destroy people's lives all because you have an ambition. There's nothing wrong you having an ambition, but you need to have the right ambition. You need to have the right ambition. And this is what we have been talking about. But I know sometimes, so in the past, something was created in the hearts of Ghanaians. Don't speak about the judiciary. When a judge sits in court, whatever the judge does, you don't have to even question the judge. So some bad judges, and I'm not saying Chebafo is a bad judge, I'm letting you understand. Some judges took advantage of that and suppressed the people. In 2012, Judge Chebafo in 2012, he was a circuit court in 2012. In 2012, he was a circuit court. He pretended over a cocaine case. It turned into Kokunte. It was this man. 2012, he was a circuit court. He pretended over a cocaine case. That cocaine turned into Kokunte. 2012. Go and check Chebafo's record. Nana Dankwa Akufo came and they moved him to the High Court. At a point, he was joining appeal court cases. And then Madam Tokonu said he is ripe to be taken to the Supreme Court. Chebafo. When he was in law school, 100 students in his class. Only first 40, he wasn't part of that class. Yeah, he knows. He was in class with all these lawyers you are seeing. So we need to understand It is not personal. It is us trying to fix the system and making sure that the right thing is done. We don't hate anybody. We can speak to the judiciary. We can condemn judges when they are not doing the right thing. It does not mean it should affect the judge's work. Because whatever commentary a journalist gives, when a journalist says a judge is being biased, it does not mean that I have infringed on your rights. It is up to you to make sure you do your job. If a journalist believes that some of the utterances and your actions, your body language, it does not really sound well or look good, a journalist has the right to question your body language. Do you guys want us to do lifestyle audit on judges in Ghana? Do you guys want us to do lifestyle audit? The kind of things wealthy people have amassed. When we do lifestyle audit in Ghana, most judges in Ghana will go to jail. Majority will go to jail. But that is not what we are talking about. We are talking about your actions and your conduct in the court. Judges are not supposed to be pleasing politicians. Judges are supposed to be just. Judges are supposed to look at the issue. Judges are supposed to speak and make sure everybody involved in the case is calm, because your decision can destroy lives. Because you don't want somebody to put your brother or your sister or your wife in jail for 16 years whilst you know some things were not done right. Whilst you know maybe the way you sat on the case, something wasn't right. You know deep down. If you decide to do lifestyle audit on Judge Chebafo, do you think Judge Chebafo you survive it? No. You won't survive lifestyle audit. Let us be a little bit, let us lower our ego a little bit. Let us understand people gave us opportunity. Let us respect the law, respect the power we the people we hold. The disrespect to senior judges, all because we are so affiliated to politicians, it is not going to do us any good. Flexing our muscles and making senior judges look like they are kids, all because a politician has made you who you are. Because at the end of the day, who is senior is senior. And this is where we are today. Now, so we are talking about the CJ issue. Now, I'm sure there. All right, sir. My team wants me to get you something. I don't know. Really? All right, I'll get it up. Mr. E, let me know if it's right. It's better now. A senior lawyer in Ghana is telling me to ask Madam Tokonu. You see, there are things in Ghana that some people don't talk about because I've received a message from one senior judge in Ghana. He's retired. And retired, the boy here now, or retired. I said, please kindly ask Madam Tokonu, what does she know about the Azuame case and what is the extent of her involvement in the said case? Is it true that she was the one who drafted the pleadings, wrote the statement of the case, and paid the filing fees? Stay tuned for more. Madam former CJ, the worst is yet to come. Please kindly fasten your seatbelt because your chicken are coming home to roast. This is from a judge. Do you know what is happening in our judiciary? Do you know what is happening in our judiciary? Do you know? You have no idea. So many things happen in the judiciary. There are people in Ghana, they are in jail because a judge was just angry. They are in jail because, were we not here when a judge sat in Ghana court and called Anas a terrorist? Were we not in this country? How can a judge go to that extent of looking into the face of a Ghanaian to call the person a terrorist. Abra, that judge cannot prove with any evidence that the person standing before him has killed intentionally, destroyed lives intentionally. A judge in Ghana sat in Ghana, emotional judges, looked in the face of Anas and said, you are a terrorist. A judge in America was scandalized when he heard that statement, that a judge sits in court without any facts to prove that somebody is a terrorist, just made that statement. Are you not scared? What will make a judge sit in court and make that statement? Are you not scared? You should be scared. If a judge can stand before a Ghanaian, with the intentions of destroying lives, now to be a terrorist in his courtroom, and goes ahead to say, you know something, this person, the case, do you think it's a joke? This is Anas. This is Anas who, at least as we speak, this is Anas who, at least you and I, he has connections than you and I. You saw the way they treated Anas in court. They looked at his face and said, you're a terrorist. Now, what I will share me, it does not matter whether you are MPP or NDC. We are talking about a judiciary that we need to protect. Kennedy Agyapong sat on national television to tell us all that a judge, he threatened a judge. He threatened a judge. You are a foolish judge. You are a stupid judge. You see what I will do to you. Kennedy Agyapong today wants to be president of Ghana. He was a mere member of parliament. He threatened the judge on national television. We have judges in Ghana, emotional judges, political judges. We have given them the power. Without us giving them the nod, majority of them will be homeless. The power the Constitution gave us through our members of parliament endorsed some of these judges to sit in the Supreme Court, to sit in our High Court, to sit in our Circuit Courts. But when we give them that authority to be just, to make sure that the law works for everyone, they take sides, some of them. For years, you people know that we've had issues with the judiciary. There are cases in the Supreme Court that had sat there for months. Serious national issues. Madam Tokonu ignores. Afenyomakin leaves the Parliament House. Within 2 hours, Madam Tokonu calls the case. You think it's a joke? All because Afenyomakin say, until one arm of government. Let me tell you, the 3 arms of government are independent. And legislature is most important in the 3 arms of government. I'm telling you. Because through the legislature, the president can be kicked out. Through the legislature, the chief justice can be kicked out. So you don't underestimate the legislature. One person walks out of the legislature, walks to the Supreme Court, goes to the chief justice and say, my love, please undermine the legislature and give me what I want. No. That is not how you build a nation. That is not how you put a nation together. When you do that, you undermine the fundamental principles that binds a nation together. And you might not see it physically. Slowly, it creeps into the democracy of the nation. It kills the democracy. It's like slow poison. It destroys the fabric. That thing that holds us. So long Ghanaians or ordinary Ghanaians don't have justice when they go to our court. And you can testify to that. That at a point, you did not even want to go to court because you were not going to get justice. This is how bad Nana Addo Dankwa Akufo-Addo and the MPP. This is how bad they sank our judiciary. People who had experience, who were supposed to be looked at and given positions to lead in the judiciary, to lead in the Supreme Court, they were overlooked because people had their own ambitions. They had their own diabolic ideas, what they wanted to use the power for. And that is what Akufo-Addo did. What we are seeing today against our judiciary, in our judiciary, and all that we are seeing, the fault is the NPP Akufo-Addo leadership. Because they were able to infiltrate, they were able to force the Supreme Court to be like a circuit court. the respect the Supreme Court had, the respect that the Supreme Court yielded years back, Nana Dankwa Akufo-Addo reduced it because he took control. He politicized the Supreme Court. We have a member of parliament, somebody who contested on the ticket of a sitting government, NPP, moved to the Supreme Court. At least he could be qualified. He may be qualified. He may have everything, but at least more NPP for na mo kase. Emran da ho. Nanka osep hama at least Emran wo krampo no anka onye de on change na adwene no. At least Akufo-Addo could have said then wait the MPP ni somebody go Supreme Court, it to be too much of chaos. This is how bad, this is how they destroyed this nation. You have no idea. People were using the Supreme Court as their personal property. After Nyomake walks to the Supreme Court, even the suit that he puts before Ghanaians, it looks shitty and shady. Like a lot of grammatical and inconsistencies, because some people's idea is push it through. Not e-levy daho. Is this the court you and I want to trust? No. We need to reset the system. At a point, the court became personal issues. It became family property. The country was being destroyed. We were lucky that we came together to vote against the NPP. Look at the Electoral Commission. The Electoral Commission was taking an action that was wrong. The Chief Justice takes document and says, I am not here, so nobody is going to give date. We were all screaming. The Electoral Commission should not take this registration to district offices, and that every polling station should have the right. We should have access to polling stations for registration. Madam Tokonu knew, connived with the EC boss and said, no, I am going to give a date after the EC had taken the action. How do you call this a judiciary that has integrity? How do you sit back and see this as a normal thing? This isn't. There are so many inconsistencies in the actions of the Chief Justice. And let us stop hiding behind somebody is touching our democracy, somebody is touching a woman. It is about the protection of the democracy, making sure things are done right. So it is not about an individual. It is not about a woman. It is not about somebody's personal decision. It is about resetting the system to make sure that the belief that we have in our judiciary, that belief is something we can hold on to. And that is what I see the acting CJ trying to do. Recorrecting, resetting, making sure we have some belief in our court system. When you lose the trust in the Supreme Court, in any country, that court, that country, the beginning of the end of that country starts from the day we lose the trust in our judiciary. This is what we talked about. This is what we are talking about. It is not hatred. It is not about a political party. It's about making sure the right things are done. And people at the end of the day understand that if they are given positions, they need to understand that they need to give respect to that position and also make sure that they deliver. They do not become partisan. They did not become, especially the judiciary, they do not become biased towards anybody. See the partnership, the friendship, the harmony the Chief Justice had with Nyomake. See the disrespect the Chief Justice disrespected the legislature, the Speaker of Parliament. How this Nyomake wanted to drag the legislature in mud, and how the Chief Justice wholeheartedly wanted or helped Nyomake to deliberately disrespect the legislature. It is not right. It is never right. See how Akufo-Addo infiltrated the Ghana Bar Association. The Ghana Bar Association. It became a waiting room for Akufo-Addo. He goes there to sell his political message. In the history of the Republic, since the Ghana Bar Association was put together, there's been no precedent. Majority of the president or any president that went to the Ghana Bar Association event basically stood in the middle of the conversation. But another Dankwa Akufo-Addo, that is where he went to cook his political, with all due respect, shit. He cooked it there, and we got lawyers clapping, cheering, because politics had infiltrated the Ghana Bar Association. That is the pain. That is what we are looking at. That is the glass that we are looking through. It is not about Tokonu. With all due respect, she's one person. There are other judges in Ghana like Tokonu who are smarter than Tokonu. So if Tokonu is not there, can't we get another woman? But it's not about her. It is not about her as a woman. It is not about her as an individual. It is about the institution that we all want to protect. And let us be honest here. Who has sacked Tokonu? She has not been sacked. Process needs to work. Now, let me show you something. You see, we woke up and we saw this. Political parties are joining MPP. They want to go out and demonstrate. Demonstrate against what? LPG, liquefied petroleum gas, NDP, non-entity distress party, PNP, profane non-entity patriots, and GUM, gullible, unreasonable merchants. And all these parties have come together to join the NPP to do what? They have come together to protest. LPG, NDP, PNP, and GUM joined NPP to demonstrate against the suspension of Chief Justice Gertrude Tokonu. The suspension. The suspension. So it means Madam Tokonu has not been sacked. She has been suspended. Does the Constitution give the President right to suspend the Chief Justice? Yes. So what is the demonstration about? So Madam Tokonu cannot be suspended as the Chief Justice. Today I saw some news item. Some newspaper editor. I don't know a newspaper. Some newspaper like that is not relevant. The first time a Chief Justice is being suspended. And I'm saying, the first time Charlotte Osei was sacked as the EC boss was the first time a woman who had the EC boss or an EC boss in Ghana was sacked. Did Ghana die? And you know the shocking thing about people saying that the Chief Justice being a woman and the first time a Chief Justice being suspended is crazy. They have forgotten that this is the first time a former president has won elections in Ghana. They have forgotten. There's always the first time to everything. The people who are saying that this is shocking, they didn't see that. First time a Chief Justice has been suspended. And the Ghana Democrats now say, have you forgotten this is the first time a former president has won election again and now is the president? Have you forgotten? No. So, whenever there's a first time, it does not mean that's the end of the world. It is because we have not tested our system. We have not tested our constitution. That's why we are always scared of change. There's nothing new here when Madam Tokonu is being suspended or when the Chief Justice is suspended. There's nothing here. Now, these parties that are joining MPP say, Omoko demonstration. Look at something. These political parties, LPG, in 2024 elections, they got 0.05%. LPG, they got 0.05%. Nipa omotuma LPG, miti school me enkwara na bedo so achen omo. 0.05%. That means a meti boarding school metuma fa enkwara more than omotuma LPG in the 2024 elections. Look at a party like NDP, Nana Kunedu party no. 2024 elections, onya 0.04%. Meti primary school enkwara me for omo no, omo do so chen nipa omotuma NDP. These are the political parties who are doing what? Who are going on demonstration with the NPP. How relevant are they? When you were to be insignificant. That is what I am showing you. They are insignificant in our political discourse. Now, a political party like PNP, 2024 elections, they did not even take part. They don't even have party office. They are like headless chicken. They don't even have a property. Technically, it is not a political party. PNP, they did not even take part in the elections. So I don't consider them as a political party. So you see where we are heading. Now look at a party like GUM. 2024 elections, GUM enya 0.15%. GUM onya 0.15%. That is not a political party. That is a party that collects people. It's an extortionist party. They take money from people to live. They are extortionists. That thing is not a political party. Now the NPP itself, election 2024, omunya 38.2%. The NPP that these guys are following to go on demonstration, they got 38.2. 38.2%. So why should we as Ghanaians take such people serious? We are not. We will be stupid to look at these people and give them any attention. Why? These are scrap, waste. Most of them, they run their party from containers. Containers and kebet mama hairdressers, abo rasta womb. Containers and kebet mama young girls, aye juma, aton, aye sanitary pad womb. Containers and kebet mama ton ahoma ye butre womb. Containers and kebet mama chinchinga, aton chinchinga, aton aye pork womb no. So containers in a parties we running omo parties womb, container parties. And your 40-feet containers. These are containers. I see a ton gas, LPG. A party like LPG, 2024 election, LPG on your 0.05. The leader of the LPG, he smells. The whole bomb. So how can you now bomb 38.44%? Omunina, NPP 38.2, GUM 0.15%, LPG 0.5%, NDP 0.4%, PNP no number. Oka omunyina percentage boma 38%, 38.44%. Oka omunyina ni MPP omunyina percentage boma 38.44%. Why should we as Ghanaians, these headless chicken, waste our time so omoko demonstration? And a young man who today, what to say, John Mahama's government, they have opened portal for people to apply for jobs. A young man and who say NYE, unim say gepa, create opportunities for young people to go into farming. Now we have time say make a demonstration. Demonstration, what is the end game? Because Madam Chief Justice has been suspended. Is she above suspension? That is the question. 38.44. Why should we waste time on a 38.44 clowns? Why should any serious Ghanaian get up in the morning and say 38.44 omunimunyansa? And then we say, oh, these parties, these are the people leading a demonstration for us. Okay, parties in 38.44%. Then we leave all that we are doing, follow primary facilities. Now, me again. Now, this demonstration they are going, what does the Constitution say? Now, let's read the Constitution, what it says about this demonstration. It will clearly tell you why nobody should pay attention to these people. Now, when you read the Constitution, this is what it says. 10. Where a petition has been referred to a committee, under this article, the president may listen to what the president can do. What he may do, meaning he has the option to do A or B. He may. He's not restricted. He may decide to say A. He may decide to say B. Now, let me show you. A. In the case of the Chief Justice, acting in accordance with the evidence of the Council of State, by warrant signed by him, suspend the Chief Justice. Or say, in the case of the Chief Justice, and also by the evidence provided to him by the Council of State, and the evidence he sees, and the warrant that has been signed by him, the president may suspend the Chief Justice. And the president has suspended the Chief Justice. So what is the demonstration here? It is clear. So why should we sit in Ghana and allow these people to waste our time in the name of politics because they think, say, Jimmy, what is the essence for the demonstration? What is the reason? We are not supposed to sit on radio and discuss this. Or Saturday, go and see the nonsense they'll be saying on TV in the morning. Hey, my friend, please, break it down. Oh, these words are too strong. You are my brother in the law school. You know, I taught you. Don't do that. Hold on. Land. Oh, it is not like that. The Chief Justice is a woman. Kwasia, some serve 4 hours. They walk away. It is clear here. Why are we even discussing this? And this, we try to make journalism so easy. You try say, Ghana na about the most easiest thing for everyone to understand. So why are we even supposed to be granting interviews on this? This is clear cut. It does not need any interpretation. It does not need any explanation. This is self-explanatory. It explains itself. Was a committee put together? Yes. Was the petition moved to the Council of State? Yes. Was the evidence established that something happened? Yes. Does the president have the power to do that by the warrant that he has signed? Yes. The Chief Justice has been suspended. What's the big deal here? What is the big deal here? So, you need to understand that what you are seeing here, say, the 38.44 group are doing is just to slow down your progress and your distraction. The NPP knows, said the NDC, they are building this nation. In the case of the Chief Justice, acting in accordance with the advice of the Council of State, the President is acting in accordance with the advice of the Council of State. So if the President is saying the Chief Justice should be suspended, it is from the advice he got from the Council of State. The President just didn't go to bed and get up and woke up and said, Chief Justice be suspended. He got advice from the Council of State that they have also looked at the petition. They see something in it. Mr. President, our advice to you is that suspend her for a committee to investigate. That's it. So who in their right sense or sense it will blame the President? What has the President done? Where in the Constitution does it say the President has flouted the law? It says in accordance with the advice of the Council of State. The President listened to the advice of the Council of State and took a decision. So why are people saying Mahama has some motive? Mahama is a bad person. Mahama does not like women. Unless the person, with all due respect, unless the person is not intelligent enough to understand what is happening. Because if somebody sits on radio today as an MPP communicator and tell us to say, the President acting on the advice of the Council of State, and this is their reason, into a Ghana for one time Mahama. Maybe I saw say a demonstration. This is how can you try and reason with such people? You see, this is the tree version. I mentioned the English version. Time I shall say MPP for Ekufuado. During Ekufuado's era, Oji a petition without date, without name, without signatory. Nana Danko Ekufuado still said that petition is valid to be pushed to the Chief Justice. Nana Ekufuado. And you know when Ekufuado did that, we saw the MPP make it an NDC MPP fight. They actually picked Charlotte Osei and dropped her in an NDC basket and told Ghana for say Charlotte Osei NDC ni. It whatever is happening to her, it is because the NDC are saying that the process was skewed. And how can you push or forward a petition that did not have signatories, that did not have name, that did not have date, that did not have people who basically said we are writing the petition? How can a sane president who calls himself a lawyer say that this document, so it could be like this document, it could be like this, no name, it's just some things written on it, Loud Silence TV, Facebook, YouTube. Nana Akufo-Addo received this with a caption that petition to remove John Mahama. The moment Akufo-Addo sees this, he takes this, he saw this document, he just took it and forwarded it to the Chief Justice and said, this is what I have received, take it and take action. Then later, the details will be added to it. In the end, John Mahama to office. Now, dear Bechi, you have to say, Obia Tro petition Akoma John Mahama. say yampam EC boss no. Na petitioner nipa ni koma John Mahama no. Any date, any time, any signature. That petition will just caption and write some writings on it. Now you say John Mahama forwarded such a document to a Council of State. Then I come back. Now Council of State after the Akoma Chief Justice, and now John Mahama forwarded straight Akoma Chief Justice. Say a document without date, without signatories, without anything. John Mahama who you a petition against J. Mensana or the Akoma a Chief Justice and now the Akoma Council of State say Omuntu Wanamo. What will you say? But do you know what happened? When that happened, the NPP, led by Afenyo Markin, they were defending it. Listen to Charlotte say no. I say it's not about Charlotte say, it's about the institution. Today, is it about Tokonu? It is about the institution. So Tokonu, can't we have the acting CJ? Because I'm paying you today, he's telling you Ghanaians. And what is he saying? The NDC has plans to package the judiciary with NDC sympathizers. This thing cannot be trusted. I won't say Yaka Charlotte say no. I'll say it is not about Charlotte say. I'll say it's about the institution. Charlotte say you are. Can't somebody fill the position? We need people to be there. So today, is it about Tokonu? It's about the judiciary. If Tokonu is not there, can't we get somebody to replace Tokonu? Why is it said today you people are screaming and swallowing and chopping Tokonu as your member? Because it looks like you are grieving more than Tokonu. Because when you were talking about Charlotte Osei, you said the NDC, they have made Charlotte Osei one of their own. Today, you are going to court, you are having press conferences, you are doing everything to own Tokonu like your dross. Is Tokonu one of you? You are owning Tokonu, but it is not about Tokonu. It is about the process. It is about the institution. It is about protecting the judiciary. So why is it a big deal today when Tokonu has been told to step aside for investigations to go on? Can't we get somebody to replace Tokonu? That is why Mr. Bonny is there. Or you have a problem with Mr. Bonny. You have a problem with every judge who occupies that position. Because in your heads, if it's not an MPP judge like Tokonu, nobody should occupy the Chief Justice position. Is that your argument? You see, I keep telling you, this guy is a content creator. He is using the NPP to make money. Since the ECG matter by the what is Okasa? Debbie. Right now, every day he's praising John Mahama. He's a thief. He has read the party. He has taken his time to analyze them, because when we have a third vice chairman who speaks like a mountain goat, and you get a communicator saying that we should go to Antenna, he will sit back and analyze. He's smart. He knows there are so many foolish people in the party, and he's maneuvering. He's using them because anytime they be me 2 million can before. Especially Asante for they be a mekache Ghana for me say unwa santinia we jimia enya Asantefo nya na jimi o unwa santinia we jimia uhu kokotia fa kokotine ne ja Asantini no. You see, and you see somebody sit on radio in Kumasi, and this issue about our judiciary, he has limited it to Antenna. So not everybody has the mental fortitude to understand what is happening today. And Afenyo Markin, strategically, he decided to join the MPP because he knows there are a lot of weak, low IQ members in there. He has used them for a long time. And that is why he comes out to say these things. Majority of the judges in our Supreme Court today, which political party and which president appointed them? The NPP. So after even Bawumia in the chair now as acting CJ, if it happens that a new CJ is supposed to be, it's likely to be a Supreme Court judge who was appointed by the MPP. So how can you make that argument? Because besides, get me the list of the judges today in the Supreme Court. Out of the 14 judges, only 2 were appointed by the NDC. 12 were appointed by the NPP government. So how can you sit and say that John Mahama and the NDC, they want to pack the court with NDC judges? How? Where is he going to go find the judges? He still has to pick from this same team. So how is he going to fill it with NDC judges? Because the only time John Mahama can fill the Supreme Court vacancy is when a Supreme Court judge goes on retirement. Now we don't have any Supreme Court judge going on retirement tomorrow. So how can you sit and tell Ghana and Ajuni Ejuma say John Mahama plans to do what? To fill the Supreme Court or the judiciary with NDC sympathizers? How? Or you think the Chief Justice, acting Chief Justice now will act like Tokonu and propose people like Che Bafo and the Judicial Secretary to the President to come to the Supreme Court? You see, these are the things you do. So you think that's what everybody does. These are the things you people do. Yaditumi Mamwa, every step is a diabolic step. You are always thinking of destroying lives, taking advantage of the system. Nana Dankwe Kufuor Baye, let me tell you something. The Supreme Court na kapenda, it was because the writers of the Constitution or the draft of the Constitution, they knew say Anthony be use president now numinyansa. Ususua de ho. Unim de ye, unim de enye. And I said be uye de hiansa na de fata. So the Supreme Court judges no one for carpenters. No, say everyone or anyone who is appointed as the president will not abuse it. But until you people came into power, until Kufuor assumed office, until you people made us understand, they say, we are all not rational. Not all politicians are intelligent and selfless. Not all politicians are patriotic. Not all politicians are intelligent to love Ghana. You are the people who have shown us the way. Majority of Ghanaians didn't understand Ghana politics until you people, Kufuor, Bawumia, Kennedy, Agyapong, you people after Kingdoms, you came to power. 99% of Ghanaians didn't know that we could have a president who would diabolically bring NPP judges, 12 within 8 years, into the Supreme Court. We never thought a rational, reasonable president would do that, because we expected that the moment you move up there to be the head of this country, you are reasonable enough. Things that the ordinary Ghanaian on the street will not do, you will never, or will do, you will never do it. So when you look at this list, when you look at the list that has been flowing around, 12 judges out of the 14 judges in the Supreme Court are MPP appointed judges. So why are you making this statement? So is Mahama going to go to your hometown and bring somebody to make a judge? This is what we are talking about. It is what they do. And they are always scared that whatever they did, somebody is going to do the same against them. The reason why they are screaming all over the place and fighting and saying Tokodu is a woman, somebody is against, Mahama wants to do this, is because that is what they do. Now, let me show you something. Ghana for the NPP as a political party, they are done. I've given them a cap, 24%. Bawumia, Kennedy, nobody can cross 24% in 2028. Nobody. And nobody should fall for any of their lies. Their best is 24.2% in 2028. They know. Party physically and spiritually, they know what I'm talking about. Their highest is 24.2%. They can't cross 24. And what hurts me, and they say, they know that the NDC, John Mahama, they are delivering. They know that the government of the day is doing the job Ghanaians asked. The government is fulfilling its promise. So, do you know the damage MPP caused before they left office? There's a reason why they don't want Chief Justice Madam Tokono to go on suspension. When they Randy Abe catch them 22, the year 22, 23, 24, 25, 26. Oma kra nyoma makoko board boto. Yaka say sa juksa boto ye di koko gumi. Oma kra nyoma. Omuntia ba akubo. No more ho kra. Omo be free power yawo. Oma kra 2025, 2026. Why na yes ano? Sa Joe Eduno. Mamema Randy Ape tip off me. Randy, busa Addison. Busa Addison. Ne busa eye cocoa board boss no say. Edian fertilizer no mo kra free. Why na Holland na okra obeje fertilizers kan. Busa Randy. Busa Addison. Busa Joseph Edu. Busa ne say akwa bi wo Holland sika be no obeje ye no. Obi say the enkofo ye na easy. Unim damage a MPP for ye. Huh? Do you know the reason why Madam Tokonuko suspension, no, the whole MPP person, the whole world, Eba Ghana, Bebu Ghana Gumno. It is because Madam Tokonu or a red traffic light. Because of a red traffic light, got here, was so red on changing ko yellow and ko green. When it comes to the NPP, scrutinizing and making sure the judiciary, the court works. When it comes to the NPP, Madam Tokonu a red light. So our red light, no, and changing by yellow and changing by green. The moment it is not an MPP case, Madam Tokonu or a yellow and green or so bim. But the moment it is an MPP case, say MPP and I say NDC Bechi Ubidina Kojina Kota, Madam Tokonu is red light, a jinaso, and you can't move. That is the reason why they are all screaming. They are screaming for their lives. Oh, Apalu MPP man contract. Why any contract? No, and couldn't also quite demonstrate say on him say Madam Tokonu free wa red light in bedum, yellow and green beso. And they see Madam Tokonu as their last red light stop. Madam Tokonu blanket per asemesi. That is why they are screaming. Because they cannot go to Bafuboni and change him into red light. Bafuboni is always yellow and green, blinking, red, yellow, green, yellow, green. Because of the court system to flow. Bafuboni wants the court system to flow. It needs to flow legitimately. It needs to flow transparently. It needs to flow justly. So Bafuboni is looking at yellow and green. He needs the traffic to flow. Madam Tokonu is a red light district with Gina. And the traffic now are blocking. You cannot change that red light. Anything I say, on doom light in the Kranko Gina channel changing the battery that Tokwesino. Because some of them say, Madam Tokonu, or changing the battery kakra one chairman, the light in the Gina sono. Traffic will flow. And these NPP people, they don't want any traffic to flow when it comes to the judiciary. That is the thing. That is the trick. So Obia Okase, Mahama ya Bone, Madam Tokonu should not be. The issue is they are fighting for themselves. Omangasa na yaku omontokwa. Into when Jimia, you will fight for them. Do you understand? So Obia ye de ye protest, Madam Tokonu, and then you change, and then you suspension. That person is fighting for their lives. They are fighting to protect their crimes. MPP for Mudi Boneno, almost as these people. They are adding these fools to, they are using these fools to save themselves. Sir, LPG, NDP, PNP, Gumno, they are foolish. Gumu for Jimmy, they are not smart. MPP for the 8 years, this kind of way, yes, Gum Muna with Jimmy, LPG Muna with Jimmy, NDP Muna with Jimmy, PNP Muna with Jimmy. Na time na MPP take power. Na MPP eche sika, MPP eche concession, MPP Emma contract. No, what is say? Your friend NDP ni gum for some press conference ni Emma munyina mubi. You can see clearly say Omo di party we Omo GB. Now you see, you can see clearly say Omo di sa parties where Omo join the NPP say you create demonstration. The NPP are diabolic and they know how to use people. And they are using these people because all these people are not smart. They are stupid. Because time and now more edgy positions, edgy Sika, edgy Ghana for them. They didn't have a press conference with GUM. They didn't have a press conference with PMP. They didn't have a press conference with NDP. They didn't have a press conference with LPG. They had a press conference as an MPP party. I didn't think that they create demonstration now. Corruption cases be a band Debiano. Who is he going to go after? Any MPP for? If I go because MPP who say GUM Jimmy, Branabe dirty job no. They be a catch them say, sir, MPP, we are more position. I'm say a come for party. The moment they win power, I'm say wait ye a and about for kutuna tea, yan for 2 million coach rebinshia, and no the young Kwasiavoe. Are you listening to me? They be a catch them say, MPP pe 2 million, or see party where they come for party. And we be na who on the screen, you know. I come for party syndrome, no. Tell na kuredu, also ya santini or ya keni. MPP here 2 million. Omoko position and almost a Ghana ya MPP I come for party. The moment they win power, almost that be Bafwa Kutuna T Asante for party. Yan for 2 million coach rebinshia. Time we do an omo running mate, then I'm catching them. Party issue statement. Mr. S, get me that statement. The party issued a statement that the NPP should take an Ashanti as a running mate. Bono for omonya come for. Bono for omonya come for. But when it came, say I was say ye flag a running mate to the flag bearer. The party issued a statement that your person will running mate no we asantini. It should tell you something. They are using them to clean the shit. Because Afenyomakin, he's protecting himself from going to jail. ECG the whole. Nana B, he's protecting himself from going to jail. National Service, buffer stock. They are using these people to clean the shit. Into ye to me, I can for party. Obiam Ghana home. Omunya to me, almost dabi, a buffer could to the Titin in Boru Musika, and use £700, and or the TMPP. It's young for 2 million commercia. And yes, I don't catch them because they know that majority of the people are not smart. Mr. S, get me that publication from the MPP when they insisted, say, Bawumia needs to elect a running mate from the Ashanti region. I don't think I say ended the MPP create demonstration. Young Kasa Asante for Kwan and Co. That be almost say you be a woman and a woyen. They are two different things. Belonging to me and belonging to us are two different things. Even the forest you see like that, the moment you enter the forest, every tree stands on its own. So don't let the NPP fool you. Don't let them make you think that you are part of them. The NPP, majority of the people who are leading the NPP are scared. They know they are going to go to jail. They need to use some people to cover up their crimes. Gabi Ochedaku Sika Onyawa MPP no demonstration ebe kono chara we Gabi Ochedaku wom no. The amount of money abedi to tamaye over $4 billion from the Bank of Ghana. Ochina demonstration, you see demonstration mokwakoye no. Have you heard Bedi to saying I'm going to be part of it? No. Bumpty controlled every money in Ghana under MPP rule for 8 years. Have you heard Bumpty speak? Say Okoye part of demonstration? No. Nana Adodankwa Ekufuori himself. Na or police strings move Sikano. Have you heard Ekufuori say I am going to lead this demonstration? No. You know why? Sikano ba ye wo mo di. Ejuma no ba ye won kwasiafo mo ye. And kwasiafo no LPG, NDP, PMP, GUM, GUM. Because the MPP knows say omo ejimi. Do not underestimate what the NPP can do. They see majority of Ghana for so much Jimmy. During the elections, no, they made it clear. Maybe now refi, Mechraw, and a Friday, Mechraw, over Ghana politics. I say NPP has agreed for Bawumia's running mate to come from Ashanti region. They agreed. Bono almost support to MPP. Ko almost support to MPP. Aya Enzema 4 almost support to MPP. I can form 47. Don't they support the MPP? Aya then eba running mate there. The party wrote a letter from Menshia. Ye Santiniba. There is something you are missing. And I am so happy that the Attorney General, thank you very much. The Attorney General is allowing every single person to demonstrate in Ghana. This demonstration that the NPP wants to go, the Attorney General should allow the NPP to go. Is their right. LPG, NPD, whatever. whichever date they pick, the Attorney General should not interfere. The Ghana Police Service do not interfere. Under John Dramani Mahama, demonstration should be right of every Ghanaian. The police should guide every demonstration, where to pass, where is safe for every Ghanaian to exercise their grievance. I am happy the Attorney General is allowing every single Ghanaian to exercise their rights. Your fundamental rights are important. And you know, me can on platform we so. If any security agency in Ghana, the police, the NIB, the Attorney General's office stops anybody from demonstrating in Ghana, I will speak against that institution. No institution should stop any Ghanaian from going out to demonstrate. No. But there's one thing that demonstrators need to understand. If you want to demonstrate, you have the right to demonstrate. And I want to send this message to the Attorney General, the police, the military. If any demonstrator or demonstrators decide that they want to take matters into their hands and to put the lives of people, innocent citizens, bystanders to put their lives at risk, the police should not hesitate to beat and lock them up. Everybody has the right to demonstrate. Obia with the right to demonstrate in Ghana. And Ghana Police Service, the Attorney General, do not stop anybody because it's a fundamental right. The police, the Attorney General's office should guide demonstrators where they should pass that is safe for them and safe for we Ghanaians who are not part of the demonstration. But a warning goes to the demonstrators. Any demonstrator, and this goes to the Ghana Police Service, the IGP, the military, the NIB, the security agencies, any demonstrator who thinks that because they have been given the room, say omunkoye yechre, anopo, erio, tries anything silly to put Ghana for life at risk, to try and destroy any property, to try and get out of any designated route or area that has been given to the demonstrators to use. If anybody tries anything, the police should not hesitate to gun them down or beat them to death, because you have been given your right and you have to exercise your right lawfully. Because your demonstration cannot put somebody's life at risk. So the IGP should not hesitate to beat people who try to use the name of demonstration to cause mayhem. If the police say, walk on this line, walk on this line. If the police say, stop here, stop here. If the police say, stick together, stick together. If you try to defy the rules from the police, you are defying the rules of this nation. And the police, they have the right to knock you down, beat you up, and lock you up. So this is simple. This is theater. That is why I support demonstrations. Over America, you hear demonstration cry, I'm for right, you know. When you flout the law, when you go against the demonstration rules, the police will put you down. They will beat you up and lock you up. So why you saw a demonstration in Ghana? You understand the say, Emra I also would do so. Say demonstration and oppo, say a real stick to the rules. Why did you also be a demonstration of attention to all because of chaos? The police will not hesitate to put blood on your head. It is simple. In tomorrow, person call demonstration, you people are supposed to go out and demonstrate. It is good. It is very fantastic. It is the best. Do not. Ghana is a free country, but stick to the rules. Stick to the rules. The police officers on the street, they have kids. They have family at home. They always also need to be protected. Anybody who will be assigned by the IGP to protect you, the protester, or so don't ever think, say, we a protester, or no police no guide no, and not protector no, or yenipa. If you mess up, the Ghana police officers or the Ghana police should not hesitate to put you down. Because yet Chrome, we need to live by rules and regulations. As simple as that. All right. As simple. You can't talk. Now something is happening which is very, very interesting. Exactly 7:02 p.m. About a year 7:02 in Ghana. In Ghana, no, about 11:02. Doctors at Tamale Teaching Hospital call off strike following a passionate appeal from Dagbon overlord. You see, the great king of Dagbon, he has come out to speak to the doctors at Tamale Teaching Hospital that they are dying, and that doctors they should go back to work because obia disrespect moi, it is not at the expense of nema nenananom sebio ne nkwara ne wo fasefo omowo eye kurom. Into the great king of Dagbon has spoken. It hurts me that the king spoke to these doctors to come back. But I understand the king and I respect his view and I respect his position because Nipana Omoshana Sino, he is worried about our lives. He knows that his main responsibility is to protect the Nkorofo. So the king made the right decision and he took the best decision. But the honest truth is, if me a president of the republic and I'm a health minister, I will make sure within 6 months, all these hospital doctors from all hospital, I will transfer all of them from that hospital. Bring new people to that hospital. I'm telling you. If I send me a president now, send me a health minister, every single doctor or what Tamale Teaching Hospital, within 6 months, I will make sure I transfer all of you. I split you up. Because you see what is happening at Tamale Teaching Hospital. The reason why they are all angry, they are feeling arrogant. Their ego is not allowing them to work. And they say, they have all built colonies in Tamale. Out of a ignorance, they have used our resource, our revenue, our taxes to build their own colonies. So right now, they feel untouchable. So doctors in the hospital, Tamale Teaching Hospitals, private clinics, Tamale ho. And when patients come, all that they do is they refer the patients to their hospitals where they do their locum. We are doing thorough investigations on these doctors. And what I am going to put out, some of them will commit suicide. And you see, for the health ministry to break this, they need to transfer all these doctors from the hospital from the region. So we feel say, free region until that doctor can resign and come to Tamale and do what? And practice from their personal hospitals or private hospitals. And if the Ghana Health Service, the president and the minister, if they want to break that cartel of doctors running their private clinics side by side, the government hospitals, referring friends, patients to hospitals and for hospitals. The government today should try and do massive transfer of doctors around the nation. Massive transfer. They should do massive reshuffling. North to the east, east to the west, west to the south. Just mix them up. Majority of them cannot take it. They will resign because they cannot leave where they have built their colonies to go to another place to refer patients to doctors' hospitals they don't know. Most doctors have stayed at Tamale in that hospital for years because they have their hospitals in Tamale and they are using the government hospital, the teaching hospital, as a backup. When patients go there, they'll tell them to go to my hospital, go to my friend's hospital. Now, the Ministry of Health, the solution to this nonsense happening in Ghana, doctors are making money at our expense. All that we need to do, the health ministry should have massive transfer. And that transfer should be massive to the point every regional district hospital, there should be reshuffling. There should be massive transfers. You will see that some doctors will not be able to take it because when they move from Tamale and they live in Takoradi, they will expect doctors who have come new to send patients to their hospital. Those doctors are not going to do it. Their hospitals are going to start running down. They are going to lose money. Their hospitals are going to collapse. So they will have only one option: resign and come back to Tamale to run their own personal hospitals. So the health minister, this has shown us to say most doctors in our hospitals don't care about Ghanaians. Not all of them, but majority of these hospitals, majority of these doctors in our hospitals, they don't care about the patient. They don't care about the taxpayer. I think a massive transfer shake-up should happen in Ghana. Oko Komfanochi Teaching Hospital. Your doctors will have Omumba Hospital. They from 7 a.m. to 12 in the afternoon, they are in their private hospitals. They come to Komfanochi from 12 to 2. Ofriwa from 2 o'clock to 7 p.m. or at the private hospital. He spends or she spends 2 hours in the government hospital. Massive reshuffling, massive transfer must hit our health sector. We should have massive transfers of doctors in our health sector. It should happen. This has told us that there are doctors who think they are superpowers and that nobody can touch them. It is all because they are making more money than the hospitals. They don't respect the citizenry. They don't respect the patient, because in the first place, they are taking money from the patient and benefiting their own investment. So my advice to the health minister is simple. What the Dagbon king has done is the best. He's looking out for his people. He's a king who loves his people. He doesn't want to be caught in the middle of a crossfire for his people to die. He wants his people to have treatment. He has done his part. These doctors are going back because they feel that if they don't respect the Dagon king, people will have issues with them. Not because they willingly want to go and save lives. These doctors going back to work, it is not out of their heart to willingly go and save lives. They are going there because they don't want to be seen as disrespecting the Dagon king. So we have all gotten to that realization that these doctors are not there for us. They are not ready to help. So we need to take drastic decisions and actions that will save the ordinary citizen. And all that we can do now is to have a massive shake-up, a massive reshuffling, massive transfers. A doctor is a doctor. When they move you from Tamale all the way to Obuasi, you should be able to deliver. You can't tell me that you don't want to move from Tamale to Obuasi. You are a doctor, and wherever we put you in Ghana, you should be able to serve. So, health minister, massive doctor transfer should happen. And after we bring out our investigative piece about Tamale Teaching Hospital doctors, the health minister and the president will understand why a massive reshuffle, transfer of doctors around the nation must happen. Now, I keep telling you that the government, they are doing magic. The MPP, they don't want you to know, but yet they are change the match now. Haruna Idrisu is the health, the education minister, and the Abano Asa Emeki another history. And the reason why I will take my time to explain this history is because MPP4, they have no message. They have nothing. Their party is done. And you see, we need to understand the say, Abanwe, the goodwill Abanwe war, about power for Mantini, Nyoma Omayeno. We need to be following up. We need to understand they are changing this country. They are really resetting Ghana. We will end teacher licensure exams. Haruna Idrisu and the Waka. Or see teacher licensure exams now. It deny a lot of young people who have gone through training school access to jobs. And this year by promisemo in opposition say, Mahama say, Oba be the president, the health minister, no, they are going to make sure they end teacher licensure exams. And the Haruna Idrisu and make his statement emphatic. Teacher licensure exams is going to end. But you see something, Nana Dankweku for the MPP for your DB. And you see, you need a government that is intelligent to be able to correct it. And yes, sir, even though the government has good intentions, the government wants to help young teachers who have come out of teacher training colleges, if the government does not take some drastic, serious, calculated action, the mistakes the government now correct here. The teacher licensure exams but it is going to cause more harm than good. You know why? Let me show you. Now, the NDC government, omoba power no ka say omobeyi eyedi efrio alawa efrio NDC anka nchiremu. Yes. Now NDC ba power no anka day one na NDC ba power no nanka also omuyi alawa ni free ho. But the NDC government said they are going to take the alawa out totally after a year. Why? Because na Ekufuado aban na edi alawa ka. Na or the students ne ka millions. So the Bahama administration realized say so omoba power on the 7th of January. The following week na so obucha alawa ni mu a. It means say e car na enkwara no aban di omo ene ebi mu a omo daka mu a na ebe din so omo free mu no. That burden no ebe dan kwara no so is it their fault? No. It was a reckless government that was lying to eye enkwara no. Into the Mahama administration say alawa no mo be ye free no. They want to take their time in a year. So what the Mahama administration has done now, and say they have paid majority of a car na alawano edaho, and they are trying to clear all that debt. When they are done clearing the debt, then straight up alawa will be taken away. Then all these nursing training colleges and teacher training colleges that are degree schools now, degree no, they will all go straight and take loans. That is right, because the moment you come and you say you are just switching to a loans, you know, alawa ekane dahon, who is going to pay? Because some people are supposed to pay that debt. It applies to the teacher licensure exams. Now remember, the teacher licensure exams, MPP for the kofa baye. Now, so many teachers have been denied access to teach. All because the MPP government thought to say they could use the teacher licensure exam to do politics. And that there are people, they could give them questions to answer in one exams or sitting for them to become teachers. The reason why MPP did teacher licensure exam to buy no, it was not to test the teacher or proficiency or the teachers being effective or knowing what they are doing. It was for them to create an opportunity for who can pay and become a teacher. So that exams back open the buy no, it was for the MPP people to get MPP boys and girls through, because they were giving them the questions and also taking money for them to pass. How can somebody go to training college for all these years and you tell the person to sit down one day and write one exams, and you use that to determine the future of that person who went through that career training? Because going to teacher training, a career, you are learning a career. It is a lifetime thing. So what you get is a skill. And this is what I call free SHS. When you go through teacher training college, a skill now, you learn how to be patient with enquira. You learn how to write lesson notes. You learn how to be practical when you are teaching. You learn how to be very theological when you are teaching. You learn how to be very good too when it comes to theory part. You learn how to be a psychologist when you are standing in front of kids. There are so many things that comes together for somebody to become a round teacher. So going through a training college, it is not about somebody seeing wearing white and khaki. It's about what you learn, the little things that ordinary people cannot get. You are able to go through the mill to have that in your pocket. That is what will guide you to, at the end of the day, pass on knowledge onto a kid. And to being a teacher is not just going to school and learning ABCD or you being able to write on the board, but you being able to, even psychologically being able to know who is a good kid, who can learn quicker, and who is a slow thinker, and who is a smart student. So all these things, all these ethics, they come together to form a teacher. So it is not about putting somebody in a classroom. Going to teacher training college, it's like going through a soccer academy. When you go through soccer academy, it is not tap and run. It is not chest and turn. It is about how you learn ball now. Psychological part, you learn it. You learn the discipline part. You learn the skill part. You learn the confidence part. You learn the technical part. Even you learn the administrative part. Before you leave a soccer academy, you are a whole footballer. If you even drop out of soccer academy, you can pursue a course to become an administrator in soccer. So going through a soccer academy is not just to make you a footballer, it's to make you a whole person who is a package. If the soccer academy is different from somebody trying to be a soccer player or football player on their own. In the West Stadia, so a country like Holland, who are players now, the academy players now, they are different from players who basically went through other channels to become players. Because Omono, they go through it as a school, it becomes a career. Now, when it comes to licensure exams, Nanado Dankwa Kufuor and the MP before the IDB, they deliberately destroyed a lot of lives, or in the name of, say, they wanted to pass some group of people, take money from some group of people, and use a teacher for life to do politics. You know? Now, say NDC Abanka say licensure exams, what is going to happen? And they say, Omwa, Nana Kufuor MP mu faili omo, say Oman pass licensure exams, no. All those people, no, technically they become unemployed. Because as we speak, all the people who did not pass the licensure exams they are not employed, they are at home. Some of them are even smarter than some of the people who pass just one standing licensure exams are almost. Does it mean, say, we as a people and NDC as a government, all those people Ekufuor administration deliberately failed just one exams and saying, say, all the things they learned in school is useless, no? Do we also have to move on from there? No. This government wants to bring those people on board. There should be a way, there should be a plan. You cannot just come and say licensure exams become into no. Some people are being left behind. Do you have a strategy? Do you have a plan? Do you have a plan that is going to carry them along? Because if you end licensure exams today, it means Obia one parcel licensure exams be your way forward, and they cannot be part of the employment bracket. That means they cannot have a certification to teach. But not everybody who failed the licensure exams is a bad teacher. And not everyone who passed the licensure exams is a good teacher. So we are dealing with a very delicate issue here. And Haruna Idrisu, on the Aban way, they have sat down to analyze the issue. So this is the plan they have now. Now, plan in here. Sorry. The plan is Education Minister directs NTC to propose alternatives before it scraps teacher licensure exams. In the Education Ministry, you know, they put together a plan to make sure, say, answer no money teacher licensure exams in Fiona. What is the plan for those people Ekufuor MPP deliberately deny them the chance to teach as teachers? Now, let's take our time and read the story. Very important to me. And it's a menya abutra. Make church idea with me because maybe say the Minister for Education, Haruna Idrisu, has tasked the National Teaching Council, that's the NTC, to develop a professional alternative to current teacher licensure exams as government prepares to scrap the policy. Haruna Idrisu, Ediama, National Teachers Teaching Council, for say, develop a framework, a plan, send a beya, licensure exams now, there should be a planner. Ekufuor deliberately a failure training college. Almost they deserve to be part of our workforce. No, there should be a plan to cover all of them. So, and the Haruna Idrisu, I'm a NTC for no a job to do. Now let's go inside and hear what the minister said and what the plan should be. He actually suggested some things to the NTC. Now this is what it says. This directive is in line with a campaign promised by President John Dramani Mahama during the 2024 elections to end the teacher licensure exams if elected. The Education Minister confirmed that government is committed to keeping that promise. Now, I quote the Education Minister. Now, I quote, "Yes, it is true. The NDC campaigned on a manifesto promise. We will end licensure exams. We did promise and we will keep faith with the electorate." End of quote. Now, Mr. Idrisu said he's setting up a committee to guide the transition from the existing exam system to a new form of teacher qualification assessment. Now, the licensure exams is a one-day thing. Now, Haruna Idrisu said they are going to cancel the licensure exams and move to what we call a teacher qualification assessment. What is assessment? What is assessment and what is an exams? Now, because a teacher qualification assessment, it means it is not just one day and you not them such exams. Now, ABS had the uti pow and I just went to man went to me and said, and ye into your 3 hours to write exams. It's because we're not in that condition. I went to man try and pass it. I did your question was could be say that is writing an exams to pass. Now, when we talk about qualification, teacher qualification assessment, how do I do some says almost scrappy a licensure now? They are going to do something called assessment. What is assessment? Assessment is got to do with how a teacher you do your notes, how a teacher you are efficient in class, how a teacher you have that contact hours with your students and the relationship between you and the student, teacher-student contact. How a teacher psychologically you are able to know how the students think. How a teacher you can assess the workflow. So assessment is how a teacher at the end of the day, the things you do, different things you do that shows that you are prepared to be a whole teacher. We cannot just use one exams to define a teacher, but you can use series of activities to assess the performance of a teacher to say you are qualified to continue teaching. When you go to driving test and now when you take driving test, it is not you holding a steer that at the end of the day makes you pass the test. It is your sight. It is your how you hear, how you are quick to sound, how your vision is clear, and how attentive you are. So many things come together before an instructor says you have passed the exams. It is not you controlling the steering wheel that makes you a driver. It is about how attentive, how your eyesight is good, how you pay attention to your surrounding, how your hearing is good. So you need to be assessed before you can be given a driver's license. It is not just you driving the car. If it was just you sitting before the car and moving the steering wheel, then anybody can be a driver. But so many things come together before you can be called a licensed driver. And that is what Haruna Idrisu want us to understand. The NDC want us to understand. It is not just about writing an exams that makes you a qualified teacher, but it is about you going through the assessment, the process, going through the process that makes you whole. So when you fall short at the point, you are corrected to make sure you do well at that part. There are some teachers who are very good orally. There are some teachers who can really read quickly. There are some teachers who can speak very good English. There are some teachers who are very slow. There are some teachers who are very tactical. There are teachers who are very attentive. Some teachers pay attention to details. That are the kind of things that assessment brings out of a teacher. And you cannot just tell me, say, writing one test should qualify somebody to be a teacher. So Haruna Idrisu say, the teacher license exams, before they end it, they need to make sure they put something there called the teacher qualification assessment. Now, Mumia ready near the Haruna Idrisu person. It goes this way. Say no kanye. And I quote Haruna Idrisu. That is why I am putting this committee together to advise most appropriately how to walk through the transition. A transition from a licensure exams regime to a no licensure exams. End of quote. He added that the new approach should involve academic training and practical field work as part of the teacher education curriculum. And Haruna Idrisu said, so we licensure exams if you are. The new one they are bringing, it should include practical academic training and practical field work. So as a teacher, it is not about you reading grammar. You have to also be practically good. You need to know what on the field, how you can contribute to the child's development. So just writing an exams is not enough. The NDC government is saying just writing an exams is not enough for you to be a teacher. You need to go through the mill. You need to go through some assessment before you can be called a qualified teacher to teach. Now, Haruna Idrisu Konenimno or say, in our manifesto, again, it was our pledge to incorporate into the curriculum of teacher training institutions, that it becomes part of their curriculum. He said he also directed the committee to consider giving candidates who failed previous licensure exams one final opportunity to resit. In Haruna Idrisu Ekasano, or say, Okatakyie committee say he's suggesting, say, licentiate exams no failure no, because we are about to end the licentiate exams no, to move into practical assessment no, the committee should also find a way to let those people sit again for the licentiate exam, because the reason why and then trying for the committee to finish its work is say those who failed the licentiate exams no, they should be given another opportunity to write. So nipa 2,000 failure, we could get 1,800 person to be part of the new program. Into the Haruna Idrisu NDC John Mahama administration is saying, say, those who failed out the licentiate exams and the Kufuado, no, because they are about to introduce this new one, no, it does not mean say they want to leave those behind. The licentiate exams still exist. As far as it still exists, no, they should be given the opportunity to resit one more time for them to at least pass out. Now, if they get some people passing out, they'll move those people and add them to the new program. And those who do not even pass, they still should find a way to let them go through a process to be part of the mainstream. In the NDC for suggestion, the committee and say through the minister and say they need to young 30 new assessment here. Licentiate exams still exist. They should give those people another chance. And Haruna Idrisu was respectfully suggesting to the committee that we cannot leave them behind. These are teachers we need. These are people we need to employ. We need to make sure, because if we cut it off today, what are they going to do? And this government is a government that is coming to create jobs. This government is not coming to deny people jobs. And they are finding ways that is legitimate for people to be part of the new teacher group that are going to educate our children. Into reading the Akana, this is what he says. He made these remarks during the inauguration of the new board of the Ghana Tertiary Education Commission, that's the GTEC. The minister congratulated the newly appointed board members, saying, a hearty congratulations from the president and on my own behalf. So blah, 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 blah. That's what Haruna Idrisu said. In the end, what to say? Licentiate exams. The education minister is saying it's going to be cancelled. The NDC government said they'll cancel it. But they are not just going to cancel it. Before they cancel the licentiate exams, they are going to make sure those people, Ekufuado MPP, country deliberately disqualified or said they did not pass, they are going to give them another chance to resit. Send your beya before they cancel it, they can all move. This is a government that is thinking. This is a government that does not want to leave anyone behind. This is a minister who is intelligent and understands how education should work. So the new system that is about to come, it is called the practical assessment. Teachers have to go through an assessment, not just sitting in a room to copy and say I am a teacher. Because going to a teacher training college, it's a career. At the moment you gain the skill, you can be assessed as time goes on. You should not write one exam to determine your destiny or your life career. So this is something that I decided to take my time to explain to Ghana for say the government is doing a lot. So Ghana, the NPP is a waste of time. Do not waste your time on the NPP, because they are not ready to help anybody. They are just there. The NPP, they are there to distract you. And it's the Ghana for minimum kasa. They say pay attention. The government is doing a lot. We are teaching. Pay attention. The government is doing a lot. The government wants to help you, and this is how we can build this nation. My job here is to come here, break things down to you, for you to have a clear understanding of what this government wants to do for you as a Ghanaian. I am a simple one person with my team. The best we can do is what I am doing. The best any media house can do, legitimate, to tell you the truth, to guide you, to make sure this government stays in power for 42 years, for all of us to arrive at our dream, is what I am doing. I am not Jesus. But a little knowledge and a little experience and the platform, I'm using it to basically let you know that this government is different. This government is ready to help. We need to help. We need to guide. We need to be part of the resetting agenda. I am here to help. You should also be ready to help. We need to educate each other. Jandam is dead. Our job is to use truth to build this nation. Don't listen to Kweku Bako. He's a liar. He's lying. All the things he's reading, Kweku Bako is lying to you. Now, the ESO Ghana in Sembena make key headlines. And Friday, mixed bag. We touch on different things. Now, yesterday we were discussing issue be a MPP for the leadership of the NPP. and we played a couple of videos. One video, and the editorial meeting, a Sabah app, no, it was about the third vice chairman of the NPP. Now, the worrying part of that video, say, these are the same people who have been in government for years. This is the national third vice chairman of a party that is today going around all over the place on TV, radio, whatever, trying to tell us to say they don't understand why the president of the republic, John Dramani Mahama, will stay within the constitution and made sure say the constitution depend why. Now sometimes before somebody makes an argument, before somebody engages you in an argument, sometimes you need to ask yourself, say, the level of thinking of this person, and he need do. This person, the IQ, where does it reach? Is he intelligent enough for me to engage this person, or for anybody around me to engage the person? Now I'm saying this because if a political party as the NPP that wants us to believe, say, it's a party full of intelligent people, and let me tell you, before a political party elects somebody and says that this person is a national executive, then it means to say the party the thousands of people who are members of the party but together, and they have pointed out to say this person, or they pointed somebody out and said you are intelligent enough to be a national chairman, a first national vice chair, second vice, or third vice. Because not everybody in the NPP can get up in the morning and say, I want to be a chairman, a third vice, a second vice, or a first vice. So every time, say Obi Free Party Mubekasa, or an individual comes from a political party that wants to rule you for years. Basically, when you vote for a political party, you have technically handed over your destiny. When I say your destiny, how you're going to live your life, because politics runs your life. Whether you like it or not, even almost some say or some politics still runs their life. Without politics, those people to say Sebio SDF and I say Jehovah Witness almost someone to abano, still politics runs their life. Without politics, none of these people, irrespective of their religious affiliation, they cannot survive. Onyankopon, but it is politics that is keeping us alive on this planet. Now, so for somebody to be voted for a party to just sit down and say, we have all come together to vote, to elect somebody to be an executive, that means that political party, today, when there's any serious meeting about how this country will be governed and directed, remember, political parties work with government. It's right now, what to Obama NDC, the NDC as a political party, its leadership, they work, whether you like it or not, hand in hand with the government to make sure, say, every single policy, party opposition, the party will have to insist that the president, who is now a member of the party and now the president, the president, if even there's a national development plan, the president works within or tries to infuse the party's manifesto or party's policies or intentions, ideas or ambition into the national or holistic ideas or agenda. You cannot separate a political party ideas and vision from that party that has won power, or that political party that has won power, almost vision. So a political party and a party in government, or a government, that party now you cannot take that party away from that government. Until right now the NDC is in government, you cannot sit there and tell me that Asiedun Ketia, who is the chairman of the NDC as a political party in power, he does not have any influence in this government or on this government. You lie. You cannot tell me the general secretary of the NDC does not have any influence on the John Mahama administration. You are lying. He has influence. All the executives are joining the NDC executive national. Every single person has an influence on this government, because one way or the other, the party will have to meet, take decisions, present it to the president for the president to make sure that decision basically is implemented to help we Ghanaians and also project the party's ideology and where the party stands when it comes to nation building. When it comes to party national executives, and sometimes, so we call a cabinet meetings. You're the secretary of the political party sitting in the cabinet meeting. Your executives of that party sitting in the cabinet meeting. Because Kabeka said cabinet there. How are you going? Why do you allow? Yes. Why do you allow party executives to sit in cabinet meeting? Because cabinet meeting is basically got to do with government decisions. But at the end of the day, the party's representatives, the chairman, the general secretary, sometimes the third chairman or third vice chairman sit in cabinet meetings. This is not a joke whereby we can just see it say with the air grow. Third vice chairman, national vice chairman of the NPP. He's speaking on the Chief Justice issue that we are all talking about. And this is the level of intelligence. This is how the NPP, these are the kinds of people leading the party that are making noise that they have a problem with John Dramani Mahama, the President of the Republic, making sure, say, he, as the president, working with the constitution to get the right things done. These are the people sitting on the sidelines telling us Ghanaians, say, we should support them and that they know the law and that they believe that John Mahama ne NDC for and Ghana for John Mahama ewa adwumu po de o ye no emfa kwan mu. This is the salakau. The seriousness of what I'm telling you, Nene, say the likes of this salakau, Oba NPP ma, there are thousands of them. And don't take it as a joke. Inti Saudi MPP for bebre no mokasana 99.9% of them, this is how they think. This is their level of intelligence. So basically what they are doing or what we are doing now is that we are wasting our time on a group of low IQ salakaus. These are people who cannot even explain to themselves who they are. But the shocking truth is we have allowed these people to sit on our TVs, to sit on our radios, and some Ghanaians have allowed such people to try and dictate to us. Because of politics in tea, we allow such salakaus to sit on TV to try and distract, to try and misinform, to try and just throw dust. This is a national chairman. This is not a constituency. He's not a branch executive. The guy you listen to, the NPP that is making noise about this CJ removal, this guy is a national chairman. The first vice, second vice does not matter here. This guy is a national chairman. And Sebio wako school kakra, unko school, but Sebio will finance kakra. This is the guy the NPP are parading to go and speak to Ghanaians that the actions that John Mahama has taken, abroad the constitution gave him that right to do. No, this is the guy convincing you that NDC and or say John Mahama mo eden ewa adwene bone. Now the actions na Ghana constitution they take it out. John Mahama your president. We're making sure so we're implementing no or no salaka no and then the likes no. We should forget about everything and trust what they are saying. Idea we a serious matter. Let's not underestimate what we are seeing. This is a chairman, a national chairman of a party that wants to come to power. These are the people Akufo-Addo was sitting in cabinet with, thinking with. These were the people who were advising Mahmoud Bawumia and still advising Bawumia and Kennedy Agyapong. These are the people that want us to vote against John Mahama and the NDC and give power to. These
Let me.
This is
let-
disheartening. Hammy. And a hammy because I'm looking at the party. Is this the party that is making noise? Is this this is their national chairman? Is this a party telling us to get on the streets? To do what? To demonstrate with them? This is how they understand the issue we are discussing in Ghana. These are their creme de la creme, the most intelligent leadership. So they want all of us to get up on the street and follow Salah cows who cannot basically express themselves even in their own dialect. And these people want us to believe that the NPP is a party of intellectuals. Let's be real here. We are sure say NDC. Sa Salaka we obenya position with NDC. Ask yourself. We are NPP ni ask yourself. Just be honest. On also what TESCON. On also we need to check me. On also be time. Just be realistic for once. Do you think the NDC will meet as a political party thousands of people and give this guy a national chairman position? Do you think? So today, the NPP is all over the place, and they are telling us to say they want us to follow such people. You should get on the streets and do what? You see, if you can't write and you can't pronounce, obviously you can't understand. Maybe you are getting it wrong. Maybe I won't share that side. If you cannot write French, if you cannot pronounce French, 99.99% you cannot understand French. So if this guy can't speak English, if this guy cannot write English, then 99.99% he cannot understand when you speak in English. And if this guy is the guy who was sitting in cabinet meetings where we are using English, writing reports, making sure people can go through the report, cross the T's and dot the I's, and make something out of what they have been given, if these are the people leading the NPP, do you think as a nation we should hand over this nation to such people? We should even listen to them for once? And let me tell you, this is just one of the cows. Chairman to me is another cow. Abronya is a cow. These are lots and lots of Salah cows. So I'm asking, is this the party that we are supposed to spend time on? Is this the party that we are supposed to waste our time on? Let's be Ghanaians for once. Let's be Africans for once. Let us not be surprised. The young people of Ghana, the reason I'm doing this is because I want you to understand who you are. Not everybody who gives you handouts, or not everyone who prays for you wants your goodness. Not everybody who is with you calling themselves Ghanaians loves you. There are people who are just pretending. There are people who are there to capitalize on you, your hospitality, your humility, your love for mankind, to destroy you. And the NPP as a political party is a clear example of a group of criminal clusters, or a cluster of criminals who have devised this strategy over years. Let us not allow these people. It hurts that you see people like these today trying to rewrite our history by trying to misquote, misinform, and disinform the young people coming up. It hurts. If you're part of the NPP today, you should be worried. But I don't care about the NPP that much. I care about what? I care about you, the Ghanaian. The NPP is bad news. There are a lot of Christmas cows in the NPP. This is a Salah cow. Wuntumi is a Christmas cow. Abronya is a Christmas sheep. These are people we cannot rely on.